Good morning, everyone. Our today's topic is list comprehension. List comprehension is nothing but it offers a shorter syntax when you want to create new list based on the existing list. See here the example. Here we have written I power 2 for I in range 1 to 5. This we have kept in the list. That means for I in range 1 to 5, that is from 1 to 4, we want to find the power of these values. Our aim is to find the power of the values from 1 to 4. So we have written this in the short form. Actually, if you want to write, if you want to find the power of the values, we'll write in this way. Say, for example, we'll write these lines. For I in range, for I in range 1 to 5, print I into 2. Sorry, I square 2. Right? But here we combined these two lines into one line, and we are assigning these values to x, and we are printing that x value. Yes, previously we have written this in 2 lines like this, and we are not storing the value here. So we can store that value and we can print, and that's everything can be done in a single line like this. So let us write this program and execute that. So let us write the same code. X is equal to, keep all this code in the square brackets. For I in range 1, 5. So what is this meaning? From 1 to 4, for the values of 1 to 4, we want to find the power of 2. Say, for example, the first iteration, the value is 1. We want the x will have 1 into 2 value. Next, I becomes 2. Then x will have 2 into 2 value, that is 4. In the next iteration, I will be 3. Then 3 into 2. Sorry, 3 power 2. 9 will be stored in the x. So let us print x. See the output. Let us save this. I'm saving it as list comprehension, LC, and just run the program. See, 1, 4, 9, 16 has been printed. What we are doing here, we are finding the value to the power of 2, and we are storing it in the x, and that it will be stored in the form of a list. List comprehension can do even fancier things like being selective of what to include in the new list. So we can decide what to be included in the list and what not to be included in the list. If you see this example, say we want to print power of 2 value, but if that x value is not divisible by 2, if that means if x mod 2 is not equal to 0, we need to skip that value. Say here, consider the value 3. 3 mod 2 is not equal to 0. So 3 to the power of 2, 9 is not calculated and it is not printed in your output. So what is the syntax of this list comprehension? First, you need to keep expression and then followed by the for loop and then followed by the if condition. Right. See this another example of list comprehension. Our question is, based on the list of fruits, we need to find a new list containing only the fruits with the letter A in the name. So my fruit list consists of apple, banana, cherry, kiwi and mango. So in the result, we should get apple, banana and mango. For that purpose, we'll use a simple list comprehension expression wherein in square brackets, we are representing first syntax is x, that is expression. For x in fruits, if A in x, that means if A is in the list, then x should be printed. That means entire the relist x will be stored in result list, res list. So in the first iteration, x will have apple, right? So apple contains A, that means apple will be stored in result list. In the second iteration, banana will be picked up, and as banana also contains A, banana is also stored in result list. But in the third iteration, cherry does not contains any A in it. So cherry will not be stored in result list. Similarly, kiwi is also not stored in result list. But mango contains A in it. Mango will be stored in the result list. And if you see our output, the list contains apple, banana, and mango. Now the next topic, Python functions. See, if you want to repeat a certain set of statements, or if you want to run these set of statements wherever you want in your program, then functions are very useful. A function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. You can pass the data and you can pass the parameters into the function and you can run the code. And remember, function can be run wherever you call that function in your program. A function can return data as a result. And in Python, a function is defined using def keyword. So the syntax of the function should be written like this in the following manner. Def keyword followed by the function name and followed by the ordinary braces, and it should be end with the colon. Then in the next line onwards, say it is the body of the function. Just you can call the function after the completion of the function anywhere in your program. So let us run this program. Let us write the code. Def, say hello. Let us write the hello program. Hello function followed by the colon. Just I am printing hello everyone. Right? So my function hello consists of only one line, that is which is printing hello everyone. So come out of this function and call the function. Right? So save this and run the program. Hello everyone is printed here. Right? Arguments. So information can be passed into the function as arguments. Say for example, here it is taking the argument as f name. Right? So my function is taking, is having some variable inside the parenthesis. Right? The parenthesis, the variable name is here f name, and I want to print this f name. Now, while calling the function, you need to pass the values. These values are taken by the variable, that is by the parameter of the function. Say for example, while calling the my function, I am passing the value Sri here. So Sri will be taken by this variable f name, and in the next line we are printing this f name. So what will be the output? My name is Sri will be printed. In the next line, I am calling the my function with the value Bharani. So now f name contains Bharani. So in the next time, my name is Bharani will be printed. So when we are talking about the function, we need to know the difference between parameter and argument. What is a parameter? A parameter is the variable listed inside the parenthesis in the function definition. So f name is the parameter. An argument is the value that is sent to the function when it is called. So Sri, Bharani, Priya, these three values are arguments. Right. Next topic, arbitrary arguments, that is represented by star. So if you don't know how many arguments that will be passed into a function, then you add star before the parameter name in the function definition. See here, see this syntax here, def my function, and I don't know how many arguments will be passed here, right? So we are using star before the parameter. So star before this kids variable. And now I am printing the youngest child is kids of 2. And while calling, I am passing the 3 arguments. So let us run this program. Def hello, just let it be hello. And we'll write star kids. And let us print Raghu, Raju. Oh, sorry, here we need my son is. Kids of two. So while passing, I'll pass ABC, XYZ, KLM. So here, see, when we are passing the values, kits of 0 contains ABC, kits of 1 contains XYZ, kits of 2 contains KLM. So let us run this program. See, my son is KLM has been printed. And now let us remove these two values and see what it will do. Because now it's only kits of 0 will have the value, and the kits of 1 and kits of 2 will not have any value. Then in this case, it will give an error because the value has not been passed. Right? So we can send arguments with key value syntax. But if you are sending the key value, if you are using key values, then order of the argument does not matter. See here, def my function. Here we are using 3 parameters: child 3, child 2, and child 1. And I want to print the youngest child. Inside the function, for child 1, I have given some value as Bhavani. For child 2, I have given the value as Bhargavi. And for the child 3, I have given the value as Bharani. But if, see, in the argument, the order is child 1, child 2, and child 3. But if you see the parameters, the order has been changed here. I have given child 3, child 2, and child 1. If you are using key value pairs, then in that case, the order of the parameters is not required. Now we get the output as the youngest child is Bharani. Arbitrary keyword arguments. Arbitrary keyword arguments, we use double star. If you do not know how many keyword arguments that will be passed into a function, then add 2 asterisks before the parameter names in the function definition. See, previously, if you don't know how many arguments or parameters you are using, then in that case, we have used single star. If you don't know how many keyword arguments that you are passing, then you use double star. See this example. Def my function ampersand emp. Sorry, not ampersand, double star emp. And I am printing emp of Sal. Now in my function, I am calling name is equal to Lakshmi and salary is equal to name is equal to Lakshmi, salary is equal to 4 lakhs. So I am passing two parameters here. Now the output will be salary is equal to 4 lakhs. Default parameter value. If we call this function without arguments, it uses the default value. I'll repeat. If we are calling any function without argument, then it uses the default value. That default value should be specified in the definition of the function. See here, in the definition, in the place of parameters, I am giving as country is equal to Norway. And in the print statement, I am printing that I am from country. So here, whatever value I pass as an argument, that value should be printed. See, in the first case, see, I am passing Sweden. So I'll get the output as I am from Sweden. In the second case, the value will be I am passing India. So I'll get output as I am from India. But in the third case, I am not passing any value. My parameter is empty here. I'm not passing any parameter value here. Then in that case, the default parameter comes into the picture. So now in the third case, my output will be I am from Norway. Right? Again, in the fourth case, I'll get the output as I am from Brazil. Return values. So if you want to return any value, if you expect that your function should return something, then you use a keyword called as return. See here my function is returning 5 into x. So while calling the function, in the first case, I am passing the parameter value as 3. So my return value will be 5 into 3, that is 15. In the second case, 25 will be printed as I am passing the value 5. And in the third case, 9 into 5, I am passing 9 value. So 9 into 5, 45 will be returned and it will be printed onto the screen. Pass statement. So when you are writing any block or when you are writing any function, you cannot write an empty function. You cannot leave the body of the function without writing anything. But there will be some cases where you don't want to write the body of the function. In that case, pass statement is used. Python will not allow the function definition to be as empty. But if you don't want to write the code under the function, then use pass statement. Recursion. Recursion is nothing but if a function is calling itself, function calling itself is nothing but recursion. See this example. I want to find the factorial of a given number. Factorial of a given number is nothing but, say, if you want to find the factorial of 5, then it is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. Right? So I want, in this example, I want to find the factorial of 4. So the 4 should be multiplied with 1. But as this function is calling itself, if you initialize this fact value, fact is equal to 1, every time if this function calls, fact will becomes only 1. That's why I am defining this f value, fact of f value outside the function. So I'll explain clearly by executing this. See here. See, in this program, I have not initialized the fact.f. See here, f is out. In this case, f is outside the function. And the function which is defined outside the function, I want to use inside this. If I run this program like this, it will give an error saying that you are trying to use or you have initialized f before using it. See, it is saying that local variable f referenced before assignment. So we need to say that this f belongs to fact function. That's why we need to initialize like this. So we are saying that this f belongs to fact function. Now let us run this program. Why I am getting source must be saved. Just 1 minute. Let me open one more. Yes, let me run this. So now I am getting the value. See. Right? So in this case, we are specifying that this f belongs to the fact function and we have initialized it to 1 and we have running the program. See what happens here? At first, fact.f is equal to 1 and we are passing n value as 4. So 1 into 4 is 4. If n is equal to 1, so in our case, n is not equal to 1. Then again we are calling fact of n minus 1, which is 3. Now again fact function has been called 3. Then fact.f, which is 4. 4 into 3 will be calculated. That is, now fact.f becomes 12. Again, n is not equal to 1. Fact of n minus 1 will be called. Now, n value here, the n value becomes 2. So, as factor.f contains 12, 12 into 2, 24 will be calculated. So on. So, this program, recursion program, this factorial program can be written in the other way. See, instead of declaring factor.f is equal to 1, everything else, in the simple way, we can write the recursion program. See here, we have written the function which takes the value. Say in our case, this n value is equal to 4. If n is equal to 1, we are saying to return 1, else we are saying to return n into fact of n minus 1. See here, in the first case, n value is 4. So 4 into fact of 3 will be written. Again, fact of 3 is called here. So fact of 3, n is not equal to 1. Then in the fact of the 3 place, 3 into fact of 2 will be written. In the next iteration, 2 into fact of 1 will be written. In the last case, 1 will be written, and the entire total value 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that is 24, will be written when fact of 4 will be called, and that will be printed. Next topic, file handling. So if you want to store something permanently, we require some source that can store your value permanently. So for that purpose, we'll use files. Files are used to store your data permanently. Files are named locations on a disk to store related information. In Python, a file operation takes place in the following order. That means first you need to open a file, then you will read or write into the file, then close the file. To open the file, how you open a file? Python has a built-in open function. For opening a file, you use a function called as open in Python. And this function returns a file object, also called handler. When you use a file function, you know that function will return something, and the open function will return a file object. If you see this example, open test.txt. In this example, this file test.txt will be opened or in a current directory. But if you want to specify the path instead of the current directory, if you want to save the path, save the file, or if you want to open the file in a particular path, then give the entire path. I'll repeat, instead of the current path, if you want to save the file in another path, or if you want to open the file other than the current path, give the full path in the place of text, in the place of file. And we can specify the mode while opening a file. In mode, we specify whether we want to read the file or write the file or append the file. We can also specify if we want to open the file in the text mode or binary mode. See, to open the file, these are the syntaxes. If you simply specify the file name without any mode, that means it is read in the text mode. In the second case, we have specified the mode as W. That means we want to write into the text, into the file. And in the third case, see, we are specifying the mode as R plus binary. That means read and write in a binary mode. And after performing our operations on the file, we need to close the file, and for that purpose, we use the function close. Right. So if you want to read a file, we have a function called as f.read. And if we say f.read of 4, then it reads the first 4 data of the file. Similarly, we have a function called as f.tell, which gets the current file position. f.seek of 0 will bring file cursor to the initial position 0. If you want to read a file line by line using for loop, then we use for loop like this. For line in F, print line. Instead of using for loop, we can use readLine method to read individual lines of a file. In order to write into the file, we need to open it in write mode. That is, we need to use the W at the end in the open function, append or exclusive creation X mode. So to create a new file in Python, not we need to use open function, not only for opening the existing function. If you want to create a new file also, we need to use open, and with one of the following parameters. X, it will X create will create a file and it will return an error if the file already exists. A is used for appending and it will create a file if the specified file does not exist. Write will create a file if the specified file does not exist. So let us write the small program. So let us write the program. If is equal to, let us first open the file. Let the file name be demo.txt. And let me show you that the file demo is not exist in the current folder. See here, A, B, C, D demo is not there. Okay. So let me create demo.txt in the append mode. Hello, Python learners. And do not forget to close the file with the file handler. So run this program. Yes, it is successful. So let me open this demo.txt and check. Where is my demo.txt? Sorry, all files. Here it is. Hello Python learners has been printed into my file. Right? Right. That's all for today's class. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.